Welcome to Recurring Insight. It's the beginning of your upkeep, so it's time for another episode. I'm your host, Michael, and let's dive in. This time around, we're taking a look at the cards in Commander 2021 that are most likely to see play in cEDH. To best do that, I'll compare them to previously existing cards that already see play, and from there we can break down what kinds of decks they're likely to see play in. Let's get the ball rolling with the creatures. First up is Keen Duelist. The obvious comparison is Dark Confidant, and just looking at them shows that Keen Duelist is very outclassed. Giving someone else a card, even if they lose life equal to its CMC, hurts a lot. Let's look at your position in the pod, starting with everybody being equal. By casting Keen Duelist, you put yourself in second place, behind the person you target with the ability. Second, because although you now have a card advantage engine, the person you target gets one for free. Over the course of a few turns, choosing different players disperses the advantage and puts yourself ahead. I know that this is an oversimplification, but the point is that it takes multiple turns to negate the downsides. That's ignoring the fact that it's unlikely that a pod will be perfectly balanced, which will change the effect this has. Even for a grindy deck, it's too slow. I don't think it'll see play. Then we've got Reanimation, which doesn't really have an exact counterpart. I'm actually super hyped about her, as she provides a compact win condition in the command zone. It's not as compact as Godo, but to be fair, you literally can't get more compact than Godo. Anyways, I should probably cover the combo. What you're looking for are creatures that provide additional combat steps, which provides additional Reanimation triggers, which creates more creatures providing more additional combat steps. The best of these is Combat Celebrant, but you do have more expensive backups like Port Razor. That being said, you do run into one large issue. Red can't really tutor for the combo pieces. There are a couple of red tutors that can grab creatures, and here are the big ones. Gamble is, well, a gamble. The others are dependent on creature type or power. None of the tutors by type help us, and Imperial Recruiter is only able to find Lightning Runner. I think that the lack of relevant tutors is going to push it out of viability, which sucks as it seems like it would be a cool deck. That's going to be it for creatures. On to the non-creature spells. Cursed Mirror is pretty cool. It's a copy of a creature for a turn, and then taps for mana. The most similar card is Phantasmal Image. Unlike Image, you only get the copy for a turn, so this doesn't work well with value engines. However, you do get a mana rock out of it, and it sees ETBs. Do you play Godo? Guess what? You get a second trigger. Is there a Dockside on the field? Guess what? You get one too. Considering Image didn't start trending until after Dockside was printed, it seems to be the main reason Image makes the cut. Honestly, I think this will reach staple status, or at least see widespread play. But wait, there's more. Theoretical duplication is a thing now too. It is more expensive than Image, but it's also instant speed. I think it's important to note that your creature enters the battlefield after theirs, which is important for replacement effects. While this does seem like a cool effect, there is one huge drawback. It has to be cast at instant speed. This means that you have to hold up 3 mana, which is a lot, and the reason it won't see as much play as Cursed Mirror. I think it's more likely to see play in controlling decks which are better equipped to hold up that much mana. Incarnation Technique is actually pretty cool, even at its higher CMC. There really isn't any widespread mass reanimation in cEDH due to the mana cost, which is also the reason this won't see a lot of play, if any. 5 mana is pretty steep, and that excludes finding the cards and putting them in your graveyard. You get a mill 10 if you demonstrate it, which means it's got great synergy with top of deck tutors, but without them, you can't really count on hitting your creatures. Demonstrating it does have the downside of letting an opponent copy it, but odds are there'll be at least one deck at the table that you can safely target. Maybe it'll see play in an extremely dedicated reanimation deck, but at 5 CMC I don't think it's going to be viable. Monologue Tax got a lot of attention when it was spoiled, and they got promptly roasted. It's sort of like the love child of Crom and Smothering Tithe, except it never lived up to its parents' expectations. I'm sure it'd make an excellent character for a coming-of-age young adult movie, but it doesn't make for a great card. The single most powerful thing White can do is play Rule of Law effects, which is a huge non-bo with this. That being said, Crom can serve as a rule effect by disincentivizing casting more than one spell a turn. Monologue Tax can as well, so let's take a look at the rewards. Drawing a card is much more powerful than creating a treasure, so point to Crom. However, Monologue Tax is cheaper, so point to Monologue Tax. Crom being a commander complicates things, but the point is that there is precedent for pseudo-raw effects seeing play. Right now, there are 6 rule of law effects in the format, which means that there are more redundant pieces for it than almost any kind of effect, so it's unlikely a rule deck would include a card when there are plenty of other, more powerful options. One large difference is that this is an asymmetrical effect, so even if rule hits your combo, this doesn't. This segues nicely into the niche that it may see play in. Grindy, non-stack stacks may play it as it can serve as a weird stack/ramp hybrid. And that's about it. There didn't seem to be too many cards that I'll see play in cEDH, but I did think there were a lot of cool cards, and I'm definitely going to be adding some to my casual decks. Thanks so much for watching, I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. I'm your host, Michael, and I'll see you at the beginning of your next upkeep for another episode of Recurring Insight.